to start. And while we're waiting on it, let's see. Jan. Yeah. Aniket, you're playing against Derek, and Derek. Yeah, Aniket, you're black again against Derek, and Derek is Buster Sword.
There's Makayo.
There you go, bud. So go ahead and get that game started ASAP. And Martin goes for the exact same position he had last game. Which, it worked well for him last time, even though I hated it. So maybe he'll do it again. It's not always about whether the opening's going well, as this is clearly the top game, judging by all the spectators in here, because that rarely happens unless it's the top game.
Which one? Oh, that one? Cool. Let me go ahead and post them.
Okay, so wow. D6 on move 2. That definitely says I don't care about openings, and Martin's making the right decision here with this F, E, and D pawns. It's like, get some. Derek's not accepting. Matt, could you help Aniket out?
He just needs to wait until the opponent accepts. Derek probably walked away like he did last time against. I forgot who it was. Board 1, Raghav.
Yeah, I mean, you do technically have like a 5-minute break between rounds, so he probably went to use the bathroom.
You started.
Oh, okay, so you started. Never mind.
Just gotta be patient.
Yeah.
You get 5 10 minutes between rounds.
All right, so D takes C5, E5, and you can't play D6 on move 2 and not have any consequences. It looks good for white so far. Black's still having trouble getting this B out, and no matter what happens, Mr. Wang still tries to get some sort of hedgehog position. He almost got it again. Disgusting. All right, now he's going to be able to finish development. Disgusting. Love it. Ooh. Well, the one thing I will say about Martin's position is he is definitely better, and it is super solid. And look at all those Florida flags. Feels nice. All right, let's check on somebody else. We looked at Jan. We looked at Martin. Let's see how Eric's doing. It seems like a lot of moves are being played, as we have what looks like a winner at first glance. Okay. And Eric, unafraid, going this Queen C7. And judging by the speed that his opponent's playing, I would say this is prep. And he is still playing like automatic moves. So are we going to see a prep battle here? You're kind of pot committed as soon as you play the winnower, especially on move 7 with black. You have decided the path for the next X number of moves.
Now, when you smell, as you say, a rat in a game like this, how do you continue with the same theory that you normally do, or do you change it up?
Well, that's a loaded question, because like in this case in the winnower, when you played the winnower and your opponent's playing quickly, there's no avoiding it. Okay. Like, you're pot committed, because if you play a mediocre move in the winnower, that's like playing a mediocre move in the Night Orf. You're looking at just like being -4 in like 3 moves.
Oh, God.
So it depends. Like, if I'm playing, say, a solid system, like in your case, if I'm playing a London and my opponent seems to be just like rattling off moves to move 14 or 15 at breakneck pace, I'm going to slow down and think a little bit, just because I'm curious, like, Is this prep? And what do I normally play here? Are there alternatives that I'm aware of? Theoretically, are they viable? What's something I've never played in a tournament? Where'd the prep come from? These are the things you think about when you make these types of decisions of what to play in a technical situation. And yeah, this is definitely still got to be theory here.
Castle's queen side.
Yeah, you want to hang the F pawn?
Yeah, open up lines to the king. Rook F8. Sorry, rook A.
Yeah, take those notes. This is why we do this. Yeah, you have to do it. Castle's queen side's natural. And now what? You got your standard windward position. Blood and bone. That is a fact.
E4, knight B5. Rook F8 immediately. Hard to play.
That's the windward. Well, this variation. When I did two chapters on the windward and Master of the French Defense on move 7, I recommended the Queen A5 line. Actually, no, it was after takes. Instead of move 6, knight E7, Queen A5 here. And they backdoored into one of the main lines.
Starting to think like Eric.
Yeah, I can think like anybody when there's like 2 moves in the position though too. Like protect the pawn or do something different. How many moves can you make? All right, let's go to Aniket and see how he's doing. Don't post strawman arguments and don't get smacked down. All right. I mean, this is equal-ish, but I mean, at least he listened to me when I was like, don't ever play the closed Catalan the way he did again. He could have played C6 and went directly back into the stuff, but he went C5, and you got like, if he goes knight C6 here, or probably C takes D4, you're in a tarrash. And with B6, it's a hanging pawns position, and hanging pawns aren't bad if you know how to play them properly, but they can be difficult to play. So the proper way to play this, you want to go queen b6, and then you want to go queen e6, which is a maneuver you need to know because you need to be supporting these babies. These babies need support, and you got to use them at the right moment. White can just sit in the position, and especially in fast time control games, it can be very difficult to play it practically at a high level. Like during the candidates that Karyakin won to go on to face Magnus, he had hanging pawns positions in a few games, which made me really go, wow, hanging pawns really aren't that bad from the way that he played them with deep analysis. As Aniket finds queen b6, hopefully he finds that queen e6 follow-up move. And this is like this. The reason I know the queen b6, queen e6 is studying Karpov's games. He was also like a super, super solid player, much in the vein of like Karyakin, who was already mentioned, that you just set up the solid position and you wait for the right moment to use the D and C pawns. All right, thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and we will take the luck. We appreciate it. We're doing a little better right now, but this is clearly a critical round in round 3 of 4 in the States Cup. Florida versus North Carolina. And yeah, it's a close match tonight. Woo, I'm loving seeing that Florida flag. Thank you. Let's come back because queen b6 is nice. See that queen e6, rook fd8, and wait and see. And I had a game just like this. It's actually on YouTube, a live game where I played against Grandmaster Becerra in Blitz in game 1 of 2 on YouTube. And we had this exact position. Queen f5, I'm not so sure about. I still feel queen e6. Is that right here still? Queen takes, pawn takes, knight g5, hitting it, rook c6, bishop h3. Maybe not. Maybe not. So I got to find some kind of plan. G6 maybe, and then look at queen e6, or h6, and then queen e6. I just want to make that plan work because I know it's good. And if you don't know any other plan, you make the plan that you know work. All right, so Jan, last time I came and watched, you guys lost 18 million to 2. Well, you're bad luck. Go away. Let's see. So, rook e2 though. I mean, I probably would have played knight d2 with the idea of f3, and you got to play for e4 again. But rook e2, that was asking for it. Yeah, Aniket with the draw. I mean, it was more of a gift, we'll say. I don't even like to use the term draw there. But, yeah, count it. That half point is going to be clutch. Which one would you would have whooped, Stoney? Aniket or the Beast? Both. Nice answer. I'll lob that one up for you. Way to smack it down. All right, so what's going on with Martin? How is he doing against Beastly Wang? That's his new name now. Uh-huh. And what's that wonderful sound, Matt?
Rage 8 has followed.
Rage 8, thank you for the follow. We appreciate you. King f2, and Martin is doing the right thing. The only thing I'd like to see that's done better right now is playing a bit faster.
Why not chess has followed?
Why not chess? Also following. Thank you for the support. It's hard not to vote for Virginia and Georgia, though. Respect. I mean, I like all these states.
Now, living in Florida, if it was Florida versus Alabama, who would you root for?
Florida versus Alabama? Florida 100%. I live here. Just because you grow up somewhere doesn't mean, you have to go for them forever. It's kind of like, when I moved here, I became a fan of the Florida Panthers, too. Not necessarily a fan of all teams in Florida, but, respect to the Panthers.
So
Shout out.
Who do you think will win tonight?
Who do I think is going to win? What was the question? I can't see the whole question.
Who will win the match tonight?
Who will win the match? Florida, 100%.
Oh.
I like the way things are going, so I'm going with Florida's taking this one. This round is clutch. I like Martin's game. Like, if he doesn't lose, I feel like we're going to win this match.
Okay.
So I'm gonna lay it on Martin on this one.
I'm leaning on tie.
I like how we've got like some throwdown going on in the chat right now. 1v1 me, bro. Florida coming away with the poll victory, and I think we're going to come away with a match victory as well tonight. So stay tuned. All right, let's see what's going on with Eric, because last we looked, he played d4 in the winnower, and it's just now getting out of theory, and they're actually having to think for the first time in the game. I have fun.
Eric's position.
Uh-huh.
You're going down in exchange here, huh?
What do you mean?
For black? Are we living the same game? Yeah. I don't know how he gets out of this. Rook takes e5, bishop takes b6.
Whoever wins this match will still lose next week, so it won't really matter.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like I said, if we play a lineup against Virginia that we want to play instead of what you guys got last time, you lose. I'm just saying that straight out. Georgia going to beat Alabama. Probably a solid bet on that one. Alabama has not been doing too well, but they didn't exactly field like a team that is indicative of the best players in Alabama. A dead cow could probably beat Alabama. That's going a bit far. I mean, the dead cow couldn't move.
Show respect, guys.
Our 1750 USCF just performed at 2478 rating last night. So that typically means to me we need to check him for fair play because 2478 for a 1750, that kind of sticks out. Respect if he's playing at that level, but that's astounding. Yeah.
Eric getting claps again. Ooh. I mean,
Yeah.
you fell in the theory. Kind of rough or crap.
Let's see what's going on in Aniket.
After like Bishop C6 or something.
Oh, yeah. It was the hanging pawn's position. Now I recall. Queen e6. Yeah, Aniket's doing quite well in this position. I feel like he came out of this with close to equality and room for more. You can definitely... and what's the new poll, Matt?
Well, Eric wiggle free.
Will Eric wiggle free?
Yes, no, or out of his chair.
Yes, no, out of his chair. I'm sending optimism his way. Yeah, I think Aniket's doing well. I feel good about his position. Let's go to Jan's game again, which is a very, very important game. Jan's facing the beast in the last round, and yeah, this is not looking good.
So White's Martin offered a draw.
Yeah, Martin offering a draw is probably a good call. Yeah. Okay, so I mean, you'd love to play Queen e6, Queen h3, but Queen e6 is met by Bishop f5, covering the h3 square. So maybe King g2 is okay. There's some interesting ideas here with h4 and rook h1. Since g6 is played now, it's kind of a lever. And, I mean, if you could go h4, h5, takes, you could potentially be able to sack. f4 gives back the e4 square. I don't know. I like keeping control over e4. But the h-pawn wasn't really doing anything. I mean, no matter what the case is, Jan, I feel like, got out of trouble and can start playing faster and get some time back up on the clock. So it's a question of, can we let it sit there? Do you go f3? Yeah, 50-50. That seems about where I was at with the chances. If f3, you leave the choice to him. But how are you going to follow up? f3, you eventually go king h1, rook g1. And try to crack him over there. Not sure. We'll come back and see what Jan does. Let's go back to Martin's game, because if he offered a draw, he must objectively feel, because he's normally a guy that fights on. He objectively feels that the game is a draw if he offered one.
Well, knights are on the board, so therefore there are tactics, right? Based off of a phrase that Kevin told me you told me.
Well, I mean, it's a Tao quote. With no knights, there are no tactics, but to say just because there are knights, there are tactics, what about like king and knight versus king and rook? You know, like...
It's not a, gotcha, it's not a, what's the math term? Oh, I haven't been
It's not an absolute.
It's like where 2 divided by 4 is not the same as 4 divided by 2.
Yeah, the only thing about Martin's position is time. The bishop and the knight coordinate very well to keep the queen out. That's what you like to see, is that piece harmony. The queen's still doing a good job here, keeping an eye on the king and keeping him honest. Knight doesn't want to move too quickly here because the a-pawn might drop. So black's going to need to find some sort of high-class waiting move here.
I don't know about that one, Stoney. He's more like a rook while I'm just a pawn.
The bishop and knight are like Brian and Matt. He's talking about the commentary and he's giving respect. Don't cut yourself down. You're doing a good job. Like, it's good to be able to bounce ideas off of Matt because it helps with commentary when Matt provides an idea. Regardless of the validity of the idea, we'll say, you still give ideas, which, we got 20 people watching, all different types of strengths. It helps to have different perspectives.
And e4 and f5 is good for whites. I agree.
Okay, knight e4. He's going for it. Like, if it was me with the time situation, I don't know if I would have. Just play queen d3 and, like, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Get some time back on the clock. It's getting interesting. All right, this game is going to get critical in about 10 moves, so we'll come back. Is Jan still doing well? He did go with f3, and he took with a b-pawn. That surprises me. I don't know what his plan is in the position. Commutative property of addition.
Oh, there we go. He pulled up the Google.
Yeah. Look at that mastery of Google. You are the Google scholar. c5 is kind of surprising as well. Bishop b5, and you need to start picking up the pace and be like, okay, bishop b5, help me with my pawn structure. If you don't, I'm going to play queen a4, that type deal. Come on, Jan, pick up the pace here, bud. Come on. I feel like bishop b5 is like, oh. Bishop b5 I felt was only. I didn't, of course, consider this at all. Like, there's a lot to calculate here with 2 minutes. I question the decision from a practical standpoint. This was not a good time to blow up the position. If the time situation was reversed, I'd fully advocate this decision.
I'm surprised that Ezra got such a crushing position against Eric. Very nice preparation. And
yeah, do we play Virginia next week?
sounds right.
Yeah, we're working on it. Matt's in charge of the lineups, but I mean, I have input, we'll say.
To be determined.
Yeah, it'll be TBD. And I mean, we hope that Virginia brings their best lineup because we want to show everybody when we make the playoffs that we're looking to win the whole thing. So, we'll see. Nice. That's what I want to hear. I like a good match, regardless of the result. I mean, it's like when I go watch a live sporting event. I don't care what team I'm going for. I just want to see a fight. I want to see it close, and I mean, this match right now, I'm loving it because it's within reach for both teams. And these are clutch games right now, which adds pressure to the players, heightens the intensity. Gotta love it. Oh, I must have missed something. I'm like dozing off in real life. intend on making a point. Fair enough. Okay, let's see what's going on with Aniket. Because last I left off, I liked his position, and Aniket has got some time to work with here. The position still seems very playable. Yeah, I mean, I've never been much for trash talking personally. I just let the game speak for itself, and you get there or you don't. Are we gonna have to kick you off this team, Eric? Nah, he just caught you in preparation. You were due, though. I mean. Yeah, you should have been following my Winwar prep. You would have been okay.
It can't be any worse.
No, it definitely can't be any worse. You're right there. Oh, Aniket's doing fine in this position.
Yeah.
Ezra has put in some high quality chess today, so definitely respect him too.
Yeah, this looks good. C4, I think it's the right time. But yeah, you can prep it some more. And yeah, your opponent. Well, it's tied right now. Your opponent just jumped in and said, "Good game."
And the opponent also followed.
Yeah, and thank you for the follow. Yeah, that was a nice prep job. Respect. And let's go back because I like the way this is going, but it's starting to get clutch. I mean, even this rook and pawn end game I like for black.
Yeah.
So, all right. Martin is in dire time trouble here, but
The score is equal right now.
yeah, we're all tied up at the moment with 3 games still in action.
Martin's also tied up, but
And Eric's gonna win.
We're the last game.
Eric's gonna win the last game, or we may not see Eric ever again. Nah, I'm just playing.
do you think Queen D1 here should be played?
Queen D1.
B1 for black.
How could black play Queen D1?
Queen B1.
B1.
Possible.
Yeah, it's definitely a move to consider since White's king's wide open. And it's probably what he's thinking about. Looks like we're playing North Carolina next. It's round 3, not round 4. Yeah,
Yeah, the boards haven't played each other yet.
yeah, and
Check.
Jan's putting up a good performance today.
rating wise, yeah, definitely Queen H1. Queen H1's got to be considered here. Knight on B8 could be an issue. The knight in B protect.
Yeah, well,
Almost horseshoes hand grenades.
almost. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Was that the one where Jan's like, I don't care about the opening. Let me just like give away my first move edge. Was it that game? Because black was definitely like against the isolated pawn.
Ezra, in
Definitely not
comparison
worse.
to last time, Jan is on point today.
Oh yeah. Jan's doing well compared to last outing.
Everyone has to have one.
Yeah, we'll come back. What's going on with Jan's? Oh, it's getting to critical mass here.
It's really interesting. Did you just make a joke?
And didn't know I was making a whole joke.
Got a raid from your boy Candy.
A raid from your boy Candy? I appreciate the raid. Thank you, sir. All right, so how much is a pawn worth? Is it 1 point, Eric, or more?
8 points.
That one was worth at least a knight. Now, how much is this pawn going to be worth at some point?
I play 9.
Oh, no. Hopefully none. Hopefully he's going to be off the board.
Queen D2 and that's it, right?
We want white 2 in here.
Oh, 100%. Eric has already forgotten which team he's playing for tonight. He's been playing for North Carolina.
Not good sign.
I think you may have to go rook C1.
And then hope for a draw.
Okay, that move makes sense. Queen D4 makes sense. Jan's doing well here. He's handling the complications well. King G3. Martin's game is weird. I'll look at that in a second. Where are the games? New Jersey clutched up 10.5, 5.5. Wow. F5 looks nice. Did you use the extra F pawn? It's not doing anything anyway.
No, thanks.
Okay. That definitely helps.
I don't think it's...
No, 2 connected passers don't have all day.
Yeah, that's not enough.
No.
Alright. Check.
H, and who was that?
The follow from your boy Candy.
Your boy, thank you. Got the follow. I gave a shout out earlier, so I think
Time.
it's nice. Time is completely fine here. H4 seems that would be my go-to.
Boom, baby.
Martin, make it happen.
Martin said boom, baby.
Martin made it
Oh,
happen
hey! Nuh-uh.
one time.
Hey!
There it is. Oh,
Nice shot.
from the time trouble to
The savings.
saving Eric.
How did you manage that, dude?
All right, so we got G takes F5 coming away with a win big time right now. And yes, Martin with it. Get there, Martin. Absolutely excellent game. Did everything right. Eric, you taking notes? You taking notes, Eric? It's Eric's time to shine. All right, so
How do you win this,
you got all day.
though? Okay.
Queen check. Eventually, I would go after the H pawn and start pushing my H pawn.
Yeah.
Queen H8, Queen takes H7, and push the H pawn. I felt that was the way to go. You don't need to drop the H pawn because now
Oh, I see.
it's going to be difficult.
Yeah, they can't
Move.
So yeah, King F4, and if Rook takes H2, for instance, Queen C8, Queen takes B7. So I didn't like the king having to do this. This is now starting to feel sketchy.
I mean, either way, the Rook has to move now. Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. Let's go.
Queen takes H7, and yeah, that's definitely perpetual if you do that. Is Jan's looking for some kind of trick? Queen E5, Queen E8, maybe, like
Well,
looking
he's
for.
not- Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit of calculate. H5. I don't know if you want to play H5. Okay, F4 makes sense. That way, the bishop and pawns. Oh, F5 though. I felt like you had to keep the king out by keeping everything working. Now this, I feel like Jan pitched it here. This is going to be a draw now.
Oh, playing for too much.
Yeah. If the F pawn. Okay.
Okay.
It's
Still.
all results possible.
I can't laugh at that.
Oh
Is
goodness.
this a win or a draw?
Well, it depends on if this king stays tethered to the pawns because you need to be able to move the bishop.
Can he have time to do this?
We'll find out.
Oh, he does. No way. Nuh-uh. This is insane.
He could go all the way. There it is,
Oh.
and it's a girl. Oh, uh-huh.
Alright, Aniket is still playing.
Woo! Aniket, where you at? Is it over? Aniket was the one I had faith in. This looks good.
Yeah, take the pawn, takes rook check, trade. Oh,
D4 seems very reasonable.
He has a lot of color, Anakin.
yeah.
Woo!
Another one.
So we're gonna convert.
Little check, and then get two connected passers.
Yeah.
Again, Eric. You taking notes? Two connected passers. They're nice. Going to go buy a lottery ticket. All right. Let's get there. Bishop F5. Aniket. Let's make a move, bruh. Come on now.
He did.
Okay.
Yeah,
C4. All day long. All day long.
Yeah.
He could go all the way. Is it going to be It's a Girl again, Matt? Is it going to
I
happen?
think so.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about
I
it.
feel like only one of them's gonna have a girl though.
It's a lady. Yep.
Yeah. Really good.
It's going. It's going. This is done. Just push. No rook takes. Just push him. Now rook takes.
Rook takes.
Good enough. Good enough.
Yep. It's going. It's going. Check maybe first, just for fun.
This seems pretty good.
Yeah, good enough.
This wins.
I'm happy.
All right. So what's the score now, Matt?
The score is now 7.5 to 4.5.
7.5 to 4.5. So Eric, how many points does it take for us to win?
Yeah, point.
Eric, what are you going to do in this game, bud?
And win.
All right, let's make it happen.
Point and a half.
A point and a half?
Yeah.
A point and a half. So, Eric, you can only get us a point here, so do that.
Good idea. End the night right.
Yeah, you got to do this for us. You got to.
Oh man.